I am in on one of the islands off of Washington. I've got a friend that lives on Fond du Lac, which is a little island off of the coast of Washington State, north of Seattle, about 3 or 4 hours, or 2 hours, I'd say. And it's a beautiful little area. And so I'm trying to do this remotely. So this is not my normal setup. It's going to be a challenge for me because I've got my Ableton rig on this laptop. So we will see how I can do this. But for you guys, it's not going to affect you. We got some new faces here. It's awesome. Ernest is here. Awesome. Hey, Ernest. Sweet. We've got Chris. We've got Daniel back. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And Steve. We got Steve. We got Greg. We got Julie. Awesome. All right. Let's get started. Okay. So today's game, let me just share my screen here. Today's game is all about shooting down a balloon. And sometimes I like to do things that are sort of pop culture or news events. And so today is this, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, the US shot down some spy balloons that they think are from China. And I don't really know the politics of the whole thing. I just thought it was funny. So I thought it was something we could make a song out of. So using the sound effects, produce something that celebrates the US shooting down the spy balloons, any genre, any BPM, any key. It's not meant to be political, so don't get on me about anything. It's just a chance to have fun. All right, here's the sounds we got. All right. So you got to use the balloon pop. You got to use all three of them somehow. You got to fit them in. You can use them however you want. You don't have to make a story out of it. You can use them however you want. Just hit the little button, the three dots, hit download. I did fix the problem, Greg, with it not naming the files correctly. So they should be named finally, which is going to make it easier than when you bring it into your DAW, that it's not some jumbled, text. So again, this is meant to be fun. Let's jump back on here at the top of the hour. So at 11 a.m., well, my time, I'm on the Pacific Coast time. So at the top of whatever hour yours is, jump back on and have your song uploaded using this little form right here. And any questions? Anybody have a question or thought? All right, cool. Good luck, guys. You're on the hook. I'll see you in an hour. I'm going to stay online and stream this to YouTube. All right. So for anybody watching me on YouTube, I think I'll just stream my whole screen. No, I'll just stream Ableton Live. So I use Ableton Live as my DAW. And I've already brought the files in to Ableton Live. Again, I've got this balloon pop, radio chatter, jet flyover. First thing I want to do is create some kind of groove. So I can either build that with a drum kit or I don't know. I like to jump over to Splice and get a groove, even if I don't use the groove, just to get some feel. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to jump to Splice, listen to a couple of grooves. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Man, that is cool. Oh, man. I'm just going to take one of these without overthinking it. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard. It might be a lot of sound, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to just add it in. And this is in 90 BPM, so let's just change our DAW to 90. And so now we've got this. Whoops, I don't want all those other sounds. All right. So I think I want to take that. The very first hit has that sound. We're going to change that just a little bit. And that might be a lot of sound, but who cares? Who cares? All right. I want to drop Omnisphere in here. So do I even have Omnisphere on this laptop? I'm using a laptop today, which I don't normally do. But yes, I do have Omnisphere. So, all right. If I want to use a multi, let's see, how do I do this? There's a way in which you can have several tracks and they're all linking to Omnisphere. So I think I'm going to do B, C, E, E. I think this is how you do it. And then let's just load up like a bass, synth bass. Doesn't even matter what it is. No, that's not it. But let's load that up in there. And then in number 1, Robert, how are you, man? Let's load this up. Maybe a piano, keyboard, or organ or something. House piano dart. Yeah, that'll work. Hey, Robert, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Not sure if you can hear me. Everybody has already started.
Okay, I'm go ahead and start too.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
See you at the top of the hour.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye. All right, so I'm going to create another track, and this is where I'm going to have the effect rack. I want to say it's an external instrument. Utilities, audio effect rack, external audio effect, external instrument is what I want. External instrument, yeah. I'm going to drag it on here, and now I can make an instance of Omnisphere, and then, so that's going to Omnisphere 1. Let's go to Omnisphere 2. All right, so that's how you do it. And then hey, Ernest, did you want to connect back? Do you have a question?
I do.
All
So
right.
I cannot seem to download any of those audio files. I thought, well, maybe it's the laptop because it's an older browser, but then I went and tried it in my iPad, and which is new. And
Okay.
so it's like when I hit the three on the laptop, I don't even get the 3 buttons to the right. On the iPad, I get the 3 buttons, but when I touch that, it just has playback speed choices.
All right. So that is a problem we have. You're probably not using Chrome, are you?
Correct.
Okay. Have you right-clicked it? If you right-click the file, there should be a save audio as button.
Oh, okay. All right.
Give that a shot and see if that.
All right. Save audio as. All right. Right click. Okie dokie. Oops. I forgot how to do this.
I'm trying to get that fixed. It's weird because the software I use kind of works differently on different browsers, which is ridiculous. Right. But you know,
yeah. Let's see. Right click, which this is no, that's this, no, it's not that. Let's see. Download video?
What kind of browser are you using? Safari?
Safari. Now, when I click on this, right click on it now, it's saying my choices are hide controls, enter full screen, and it thinks it's a video. It says open video in new tab, open video in new window, download video.
Oh, that's weird. Do you have Firefox or just Safari?
Just Safari.
All right, let me see if I can help you here.
I mean, I guess I could try and download.
So I'm opening Safari on my laptop. I've got an older laptop as well. And
Well, it may label them as videos, but I just did download them and they are MP3 audio, so that they must be.
oh,
I don't know why it said video.
okay.
All right.
Yep, I see the same thing in Safari. Yeah, I'll contact them. They used to not do that in Safari. They've been making some changes, so I'll contact them about that. But
Okay.
it is an MP3 though. on your
Yeah,
side?
it is an MP3. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Not you.
All right, I'll see you at the top of the hour.
All right.
Bye. All right, so I'm back. What I want to do is each time I make a channel, an Omnisphere, what I'm doing is I'm setting up Omnisphere. I should have had this set up before, but I did not. And I like to use Omnisphere so that I only have one instance of the program, and then I just have multiple tracks that feed in to the different, what would you call it? Instances of the, I don't know what you'd call it, but Omnisphere allows you to have 8 instruments playing. So the first one here, whoa, that's loud, is that, and if I go over here, there's my bass, and I can do the same thing by having different outputs on my external instruments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this Omnisphere as a separate file that I can recall next time I do one of these games really quickly. But for now, let's get back to the game here. That is wild. That is a funny sound. And I thought I had copied this over. So we're going to grab this. I don't like that meow at the beginning. Actually, it might be good on the second half. Let's do that. Let's trade this part here for, let's put it up here for a second. I'm gonna grab this and put it over here and drop this in here. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So now I'm going to just loop this whole thing and render it. And we're going to loop it. And so I don't know what I'm doing yet, but what I'm going to do is probably just make 16 bars here of this. And this is going to be looped. And we're going to start with probably, I'm thinking of having just some kind of like, I want that balloon pop. I want that balloon pop, something like that. And what I'll do is I'm going to use this jet flyover. I don't want to warp this. I want to use this as like a swell. And We're going to now warp it and actually stretch this out by doing this. And it's way loud. So we're also going to compress this because it's got it needs some compression on it. I don't have a compressor ready to go. So we're going to just grab this and dynamics compressor and make a shortcut to that, drag it in here, and we're going to pull the threshold way down. And I think I'm going to just take this first half here and it's going to do the. So it's kind of using it as a sort of a white noise. I want the bloom pop. I want that balloon pop. All right, so I'm thinking I want that balloon pop, and I'm going to use my phone as a recorder and just do this. I want that balloon pop. I want that balloon pop. All right, so now I use a program called Just Press Record, and I like it a lot because I like it because I can just quickly record a quick note or anything I want in it. All right, so let's see here. I want that balloon pop. All right, so I grabbed it. It does have a little reverb because I'm in a dining room here, but we're going to make it work. You can't always have exactly the perfect track. And honestly, if things sound good, it is good. You never need to really worry that much about share video, share recording. How do I do this? I just want to save it. I just want to save the file. I want that. All right, so show in Finder is what I want to do. Show in Finder. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to drag it. There we go. All right, it's in my DAW now. Here is, so this is Vox, and we're going to go I'm going to divide this into two pieces, and we're going to put both pieces in here. And I'm going to make this pink because pink is my color indication that it is a vocal thing. All right, so these are both warped. I don't want to warp them. And I'm going to delete this one for now. All right, and we're going to go. I want that. So it's starting on the 4 beat. I want that right there. I want the balloon. I want the. This is where having Melodyne would be great, but we don't have Melodyne. We're going to just use this. Okay. And we're going to just take this piece and we're going to move it over here. So I just want to tailor this is all I'm doing. So this is going to be, I'm using the track editor. And then I'm going to pull this in. And then we're going to raise up the volume a little bit. And let's just look at, it's got a lot of background noise in it. Oh, well. Maybe we can EQ some of that out. We're going to drag again Nectar into here. We're going to take out all this the low stuff. And I'm going to look to see what frequencies I need to pull down. Okay, and we're going to compress it a little bit. And I want to add, this is where I actually want to use the pitch control to change the format here. So and now we're just going to kind of play around with that. And we're going to bring this over here. Okay. And actually, think I might want to EQ some of this before it even goes into Nectar, because I think it's changing the format a little bit. So I'm going to take out some of them right here. I'm just going to do this. And change this. I want that balloon pop. Man, that beat is loud in my headphones. Maybe it's my headphones. Oh, yeah. All right. And let's throw in, because these are my drums, let's throw in an EQ over the drums that will start off kind of doing this action. And let's add a replica to this, give ourselves a little bit of an echo on this. And I think I just want straight quarter note. Actually, half note. All right, I think the feedback is a little too long. Feedback is how long it keeps echoing. And this is what I wanted. And then we're going to change the format a little bit. And we're going to do, and this is where I want this to go away. So we're going to show automation, and we're going to do. So that. All right. So actually the format on this, we're going to change it dynamically. So I want to be able to automate that. And the way we do that is I configure this so that I can automate it, and able to knowing how to do this is very, very important. I want that. All right, now I'm going to try to add in this pop somewhere in here, and bop, 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 bop. I want to kind of make this into using simpler. I want to add in instruments, audio, plugins, instruments, simpler. I'm going to drop this in here. And we're going to drop this wave file in here. And now, yeah. And then we're going to add a little bit of reverb to this. Um, something like that. That's cool. What if we put a resonator in there to make it resonate audio effects, reverb, and resonance. Ooh, hybrid reverb. I don't even know what that is, but we're going to try that. Ooh, I like it already. I got some resonance to it. Hybrid reverb, cool. Made for drums. Bah, 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 bah. I kind of want this to be bah, bah, like that, like an offbeat, almost like a hi-hat here. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Um, I have no idea what this is. Oh wait, we gotta really cut out some of this. And oh, somebody's on. All right, so now I want to add in, I want to actually make that into a stereo field. So I think I just want to use relay on this to make that work. So here we go. Maybe a little deeper here. And let's actually grab this here. We're gonna, because that's really what we want. maybe even deeper here. Ah, that's not what I want to do. I want to change that. Da 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 da. I'm hearing a like a low pitch here, something like this. Exit the bass. That is a terrible note. So we're gonna grab something for the bass fenders. I want it kind of is it percussive? No. It's probably I think I kind of want just something soft and warm. That's all I'm doing here. And wubba lubba dub dub. One again to two. And that is, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's do this. We're gonna do current grid. And we're gonna add, I'm gonna extract the groove from this. This takes too long, actually. I don't even want to do that. I'm just gonna add a little bit of swing groove to this. And so we're gonna just go to grooves. We're looking for a 1 and 2 and 1. That's a 16th note swing. And let's look for about like that. Let's do that. Add that in. Ah, I don't want it on that. I want it in this. Okay. Maybe that's too much. Let's add this. It's got too slow of an attack on that. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's a Moog bass. And we're going to grab and we're going to drop in this. And we're going to add in let's do. So this is where a kick, a sub bass kick would be great. And I'm not sure if I have it loaded on this computer, but what I want to do is add in just a, if I go to instruments and look for kick, oh, I don't have it installed, I don't think. Kick, do I have kick? No, I don't have it. So I want a sub hit, like a boom, like that kind of thing. So the way to do that was we can go into Splice real quick and say sub drop. That's probably what we want to look for. And I can do that real quick, sub drop. That's probably good. That'll work. Nice little sub drop. And we're going to drop that right here. I'm just going to put it right there. And maybe make it. Oops. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I think that should be down there, like B. And we're going to add a little more reverb to this one. And let's make the size of this quite a bit, pre-delay quite a bit. synth mono, something stabby. Synth short. I'm having trouble figuring out even what key this is in. Okay. Okay, now I'm just looping this. I'm just trying to give it some. And that might be a little too nice. It's very nice. It's a very sweet sound. So if we wanted some kind of saturation for this, drive and color saturator, what if we drop this in here? And maybe a different sound. I like that better, actually. I want some kind of yell right there. Yeah. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Yell. Oh. We'll just grab that one there. We're going to copy that to the clipboard. And we're going to copy that and turn it way down because it's super loud. Put a lot of saturate, maybe throw that into our auxiliary bus. We should have. And make that decay a lot longer, pre-delay a lot bigger. Bup. That sounds pretty good. We're going to put a filter on this. Running out of time. I would love to do so many other things to this, but I do not have time. So we're going to add in this here. Okay, and they're running out of time really fast. So I first need to drop in mixing tool. We're going to drop in ozone here. You drop it onto my master bus, and we're going to play it from about right here. Just play this loop. I should probably do All right, so. Strings. How about right here? And then we're gonna just loop that. Shit, I am out of time. I don't know if that's adding anything. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to render this now. And we're going to export this Bloom Pop version 1. I'm going to let people back in. All right. Okay. Yeah. How was that? Was that crazy?
Dude, I know how to upload to a website from my iPad now on GarageBand.
Oh, cool. You did the whole thing on your iPad?
Yeah, I'm remote, so it's a lot of loops and some vocal.
Oh.
But I still barely know how to edit in GarageBand, let alone do any super cool things. But I got into some effects, so it's just, it's a good learning experience because I still don't have a laptop. So when I'm moving around, this is it.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty good if you can do that remotely on a live. I've never tried to really produce on an iPad. I think that'd be challenging, definitely.
The hardest thing for me is like if I had a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, it would probably be a lot easier because the whole touch screen, it's very awkward for me.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's not just the instrument libraries I don't have.
right. You're trying to. Yeah, I hear you. Well, cool. Welcome back. So let's listen to each other's stuff. Let's see what we got. All right.
Hey Zion, can you take mine first?
Yeah.
I had to have to head out to a doctor's appointment, and I got a late start on top of everything else because I didn't get up.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, we can absolutely do yours first. That was
Okay.
Jerome, right?
But I invited somebody else. I don't know if they made it, but Anyway, I'm here. I got a late start, but I did it.
Awesome. All right. I'm gonna hit play. Give me a thumbs down if for some reason you cannot hear it. I think I did this right, so let's check it out. Nice. That was cool, man. Well done. What did you use for your synthesizers on that?
Let's see. I used a couple vitals and a serum.
Okay.
And I used the balloon pop for both the kick and the snare. And I used half of the radio voice as the hi-hat sort of thing there at the high end, and the other half at the end for the echo.
Oh wow. Let me listen to that again real quick. That's clever. That's really clever. You use the pops as the kick and snare.
The voice way up and took the first half and then just like threw some echoey stuff on there with it, and so I can't remember which track I used trash on, but I used trash on one of the tracks.
Oh yeah. Is that isotopes?
I still don't know that much about that thing. You just still go through and hit random stuff and see what it sounds like.
It's the best way to learn it, I think. It's just, do all the presets, see what happens. Cool, man. What'd you learn on that besides needing to wake up when the alarm goes off?
I didn't really have time to think about what I was learning. But one of the things I did want to at least use as much of the samples as I could, rather than try to compose a song and throw the samples into it. I wanted to use the samples to compose what I could, and then kind of branch out from there.
Yeah,
that's the focus I took today.
Oh, good. I like it. Well done, man.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here, buddy.
No problem. I'll be around a bit, but I have to get my shit together and head over to the doctor.
I hear you. All right. We'll talk to you later. All right. Let's check out Zen Cobra. Who is Zen Cobra again? All right. Well, we'll check it out.
That's me. Sorry.
Oh. Who is talking? I can't even tell.
It's me. I'm Dan. Yeah.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay. Smooth. I like it, man.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I didn't have enough time to do the chord, to do more chords. I wanted it. It sounded a little bit repetitive with the chords. I was trying to figure out where to go next with the chords, but I kind of did that last, so I kind of ran out of time.
Oh, no worries. That's pretty good for what you did. That's awesome.
Thank you. The balloon pop I used similar to what somebody else was just saying, is I used the balloon pop for the kick. The low thump, like I filtered out all the high end and I pitched it down quite a bit, might have been an octave or two. And then for the radio chatter, at the very end of the radio chatter, there's a little sound, and I pitched that down a little bit too and put distortion on it and a ton of reverb, and that's kind of like the like very reverbed out like snare clap sound.
It sounds perfect.
And then the jet going by is I kind of put like a dual tremolo, so it's just kind of, instead of going back and forth left and right, it's just going
Oh, okay.
like that.
Did
And
you
that's,
use the chatter also?
Yeah, so the chatter, I just used like at the very end of the
Oh.
chatter clip, like of the chatter sample, but I didn't use the actual voices. I was gonna try and slip it in there, but also ran out of time of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. It's really neat. It's very
Thank you.
smooth. Sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lo-fi vibe.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks I'm glad you're back.
Yeah,
Good to have you back.
happy to be on it. Yeah.
Tell Alex to come back.
Oh, definitely will do. Sorry, it's my work schedule. I'm normally working Thursday mornings. I happen to have today off, so it's worked out.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Let's check out Chris's. Level 1 is clear. 1. Yeah. That's so cool. That was very Linkin Parkish at the beginning there. That was cool. Love it. So you use the pop as both the kick and the snare?
I use the pop as the snare. I use the breath that he takes on the talk back as another little percussion sound, and then I just use the sample that I already had. And then I just chopped up the flyby to the record scratches, and then and then you hear the rest of the level 1 is clear stuff in there.
I love that you really played the bass then. You didn't do a virtual instrument. Yeah. Is that hard to set up, or are you like ready to go whenever you need it?
Today I was ready to go because like that was my note to myself the last 2 times that I played this game. Is like, have things set up so that you can make music when you need to make music.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had my bass here, I had a guitar, I had a microphone. I'm like, what do I? So I was ready to go today.
Are you going straight in, or are you just miking an amp?
I just going in my my Scarlett, and then I just used a factory preset in GarageBand for one of the crunch bass or something like that. So
that was cool. And then what did you use for the there's a little organ or something, little keyboard?
Yeah. So I've got just a couple different GarageBand. There's like a I think like a root. Do I have like a? I don't even remember what I did in there. But yeah, I did a couple different. I did like a delayed out pad, but yeah, again, just like factory GarageBand stuff, just because I don't have libraries, so I just use those.
Cool. That sounded great, man.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm on headphones, so I'm not really in my studio where I really know how the mix is. But it sounded as if the bass was kind of tinny. And I was like hoping it would be a little like lower, but it might just be me in my setting.
It's the preset that I use is a driven like an overdriven amp, and so I probably lost a little bit of low end. I don't have the best monitoring either, so so it's a really good chance that it's just objectively not good.
No, it's probably fine. I was just wondering about my setup, because I don't normally mix this way and hear things this way.
Yeah, it's also like the bass that I used when I tracked for you was a beefier like piece of wood. This is just a Mustang, so it is a kind of a brighter bass.
A brighter bass, interesting, dude. I love that you're doing this with us, and you're such a good bass player. It's just crazy, and I love that you applied that on this one. It's really, really good, man.
Go with your strengths, I guess, but thank you.
Yeah, that's badass. Awesome. All right, Julie, you're up. Shot down, downhearted. Let's do it.
Get shot down. Get shot down. And I get shot down. dun 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 no 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 no. Dun 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 dun. Get shot down. Get shot down. Get shot down. Get shot down. Always getting shot down.
That was amazing. Well done. Holy shit.
Thank you. That was most of the EDM pack on the GarageBand loop drum thing. Just, different. And the cool hiss at the end, I think, is because I couldn't import the files. So all the things, I just turned my phone up. I put it here and then Mike recorded it through the iPad microphone. So I think you got some of the 101, which made it a cool, really kind of hissy over all the top of it.
Nice.
Anywho, lyrics to come.
Yeah, I love that you just threw your vocal ideas in. That I think most of us do that. And you're brave enough to show, the raw, like, these are my vocal ideas. And it sounded really good. It's like you can totally hear the song in that. It was like a cross between a Madonna and a Rihanna song or something, or like, early 2000s dance, which I love that genre.
Well, it's funny because I was kind of what I wanted to sort of go toward, the whole spy balloon. I felt like the U2 spy plane, which threw me back to the 80s. So I wanted something kind of dancey and electronic, but cool. Yeah, 2000s. That's totally awesome.
Yeah.
That's even more current.
That was really good. I like you had a part that came in that had that low growly kind of slide bass, or I don't know what you even call it. It was just
that's one of the,
like a drop,
loops.
like a you just was really cool. Yeah. And I like that you shifted between, you actually arranged parts. So you kind of came in here and then it morphed to here, the beat dropped out. You've got that stab synth, those poly saw wave synths, and then the beat comes back in. And you've got all these great ideas there.
Cool. That's a fun. Who's used that goofy drum machine thing in GarageBand? Who knows? You just push the button and it a new like set of things plays, and it's just, you can mute the anyway.
Oh, that's
fun.
Cool.
I've used it for song ideas before, but never actually used it.
Oh, okay. You gonna start using your iPad now to make music?
Only if I'm upstairs in the comfy chair and too lazy to go downstairs to the dog.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. That was really good. All right. We did Jerome's, so let's go to Greg's. Greg is up. I'm just refreshing my screen because it doesn't auto fresh. So here we go. That was great, man. Very cool. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like you use this. Everybody seemed to use the balloon as a snare. I didn't even think of doing that. That's really clever.
I kind of assumed everybody would, because it seemed like the easiest way to use it. The cheapest way to get away with throwing it in there and say, yeah, I use that sound.
Right. Oh, you're looking for shortcuts, are you? Cool. Tell us you're thinking through it real quick.
Well, I was realizing as I started, so the first thing when I listened to the radio chatter clip, I hear the rhythm in the words, and I immediately had to work with that. And I realized, I said, and do you have any of you remember Utah Saints? Back in like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, these guys from England that they kind of pioneered chopping up vocal samples and using them in different ways, especially rhythmically in their stuff. They were kind of a dance house DJ duo. And it's something that, like, the way they did it resonated with me, and it's something that I automatically go to when I hear something like this. I want to start chopping up and rearranging those vocal samples. So I spent a lot of my time on that, and so the rest of it, I mean, you know, fairly generic but kind of cool sounding bass line, you know, just easy stuff with the rest of it. So
Nice. Well, that was the part that stood out the most, was the chopping up of those radio chatter. It was cool.
yeah, I could have spent another 3 hours doing that with
Yeah. You throw it in a simpler next time and start going crazy. Yeah, that was really cool.
Well, that's exactly what I have to. So there's a line somewhere between where it's more efficient for me to chop up and manipulate the chunks of the wave file manually, and where it becomes more efficient to split it up into a sampler and play it that way. And I don't know exactly where that line is. So this, I did it all just manual manipulation. And I think it's
Okay.
I'm working with kind of larger chunks of it that already had an inherent rhythm that was really close to on for 120 beats per minute. So rather than breaking it up into you know, single beat or 2-beat chunks that I was going to play on a sampler, this was just adjusting it slightly to the grid and with larger chunks. So it was fun though.
That is really cool. Well done.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. We got Ernest. Ernest is this is his first time here, so thanks for joining us, buddy. Nice. That I love that resonator kind of sound. That it almost sounds like a box of springs that got dropped on the ground or something.
Yeah, that's from the giant piano, which is the prepared piano thing that Contact has.
Oh,
yeah. So for me, this was like this whole other world. I have, you know, I've never worked with drum loops. I don't have them. Well, I'm sure I have them. I just don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, how do I put together some sort of basic rhythm, you know, and then, okay. And then I have these weird sounds. Maybe I can do that. So it was a very strange thing for me to try and work this way. I'm completely, you know, I don't have any sort of a template in my DAW. So like, it's like, oh, okay, I got to create these tracks. I got to create this. I got to create that. So it's like, whoa, there's zero time left after all that.
Yeah, it's like being fed through a fire hose, you know, and you just suddenly, yeah, your brain has to think in a very different way because you don't have time to compose. Ernest is an amazing composer and does a lot of orchestral stuff. So this is way outside his box, which is well done, man. Bravo.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying to you the other day, that's one reason I thought I probably should go ahead and do this, is that it's going to open up that side of my abilities and creativity, and which I'm not getting doing what I normally do.
Right.
So, okay, this will open me up to this whole other side of the business.
I'm glad you're so open to that. And feel free, if you ever want to, you can make these games work in an orchestral way. Like if you want to keep things very orchestral and use these as effects and do things that are more comfortable to your genre, you're totally fine to do that. You don't have to try to make it pop. Earlier on, when we first started doing these games, I would say stick with this genre, like, you know, synth wave or hip hop or whatever. And I've kind of gotten away from that because I think it's important. A lot of us work in one or two genres most of the time. And for us to push ourselves outside, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's really good to just take sounds that we would never usually use and try to put it into our genre. And that can be even more, I don't know, educational, I guess. So
I thought
there's
about
no rule.
that. I mean, no, I thought about writing something out with strings and brass and stuff. It's just that my first of all, for me, that's like, okay, now I'm literally writing it out, which is time consuming and figuring all that, or I have to kind of orchestrate it on the fly, which I have done using East-West instruments and stuff, but it doesn't, it's never as strong as when I write it out.
Yeah.
If I orchestrate on the fly, it's okay. And I have A/B tests of when I orchestrated something literally on the fly in my head by ear as I'm going in with my MIDI keyboard versus writing it out. And I can hear the difference. So yes, but I thought, well, okay, I'm just gonna go try and be electronic with this and do a whole different thing. So
Cool. Well done, man. I love the pop at the end too. That was funny. And pop. Cool. All right. We did Greg, Ernest, Steve. Let's do it. You are up. Dude, time signature overload. Is that in 7 or 9?
No, that's just 6.
That's 6. I couldn't count it, but I loved it. It felt really good.
Thanks. The past like 3 or 4 have all been in 6 for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
In my head, but yeah, I did a similar thing with the balloon pop, and that's what started. I was just like, I wanted it to be like pitched differently. And then it's like, oh, I'll make it in 6. Why not? So it's like sort of a kick and a snare in different contexts to pitch differently. I stretched out in the beginning and then put a whole bunch of effects on it just to give it like some weird ambience. And then I just added, other instruments. The vocal chop was pretty fun too, but yeah, I sort of ran out of time at the end. Like I did the first part and I was like very meticulous about getting it lined up just right to fit in the 6, and then at the end I was just like, yeah, that's close enough. But yeah, I like started going into Contact. It's like, I haven't made an instrument in here in like 4 years. What do I do? And I'm just like, nah, screw it. So that's something I need to remember how to do. Is like, how do I use Contact as a sampler? I know it. I just didn't want to spend like more than a minute trying to figure it out.
Gotcha.
There's very little time here. So just like, if it's not coming right away, I just scrap it and move on,
Which DAW are you using again?
Reaper.
Doesn't Reaper have a sampler instrument in it?
I'm sure it does, but I haven't used it.
Okay.
In the past,
Because I know that obviously Contact is a sampler because so many instruments are built in it, but I've never used it as a sampler.
Yeah.
So I've always thought it seemed too complicated. So I use Ableton sampler.
Yeah. I feel like for this kind of thing, figuring out how to use the Reaper sampler would be just as good,
Yeah. Hey, well, there's your homework for this week.
But then I was playing a bunch of instruments on the keyboard. I'm a saxophonist, not a keyboardist. So like that was tricky, like getting it. I, quantized it, but there were just like parts just like, this isn't quite the right melody or whatever. There's ideas that I couldn't translate as fast as I wanted to onto the keyboard. And then the last thing I need to work on is like the dynamics of the arrangement, like having things like hit harder. I sort of just like put everything in. It's like, this is not mixed. Like everything's just maxed out. So whatever.
That's all right. Yeah,
That's
you're throwing
usually
ideas down,
Yeah, that comes later. I like to arrange stuff
Absolutely.
first and then deal with that stuff. Just like,
Right. I think a lot of our results from these games are kind of just a big mishmash of ideas that we're just throwing down, which is that's where you start, right?
Mhm.
And I think that when you don't give yourself time to edit, it's some good things come from that, because you come up with ideas and things that you would normally be too careful to come up with. And so hopefully you feel that.
Yeah.
But well done, man. It's really good. All right, Robert, you on here? Yes, you are. Let's check out yours, buddy.
Alpha team, this is Echo team. Level 1, proceed with caution. Copy that, Echo. 10-4. Alpha team, this is Echo team. Level 1 is clear. Copy that, Echo.
That reminded me of playing the old Nintendo, you know, the NES systems.
Yep. That was the idea.
Yeah.
Turned it into a game.
That was great. Well
Thanks.
done.
Thanks.
What were your thoughts during that?
Oh, you know me, I've got all kind of thoughts going through my head. And the problem and the issue always is trying to contain and head in a single direction. I have a problem doing that. I had so many ideas going through my head that I was wasting time. I start, stop, start, erase, stop, start, restart. I'm like, okay, let's just stay with this. I wanted a choir. I wanted some voices.
I
said,
love
you
that
know what?
choir.
Let me just put something at the end, play something and just get it going. So just the ideas.
What was the choir patch you used? Was that Vocalize?
Omnisphere.
That was Omnisphere.
Yeah, it's one of the
Okay.
patches in Omnisphere. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you, sir.
Well, it sounded great. The pop was used. How did you use the pop? I can't remember. Was it just as a percussion instrument?
I just used it as a gun, as the pop right at the end.
Okay.
Right before the voices came in, it was hallelujah, it's down. You know, it got shot down.
Right. That's cool. Awesome, man. Thanks for doing this with us. Good to have you
Not a
here.
problem. Good to be here. I hate missing you guys. I love all you guys.
We love you too, man. That was fun. All right. I get everybody. I'll show you mine and tell you real quick how I did it, and then I'll let you guys go. Here we go.
I want the balloon pop. I want the balloon pop. Alpha team, this is Echo team. Level 1 is clear.
I want that.
Copy that, Echo. Proceed with caution. 10-4.
I want the boom pop. 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 I want that. I want that.
So I kind of built this whole thing. I was looking on Splice for a groove, and I immediately just fell in love with that kind of groove. So a lot of the percussion and the groove itself, I didn't really have to do much. I just dropped the loop in, and then I just built around it. It was kind of like I just harnessed all my thoughts onto the groove and just kind of put it in different places. I used my phone. There's a little app that I love. I don't know if it's probably works on Android too, but it's called Just Press Record. And I have it on my I don't know if you can see my phone, but right down here, it's always available. So I just hit it and just start talking or singing or anything. And it's a pretty good quality recorder, and it syncs immediately to my iPad and my MacBook and all my computers. So I think you have to buy it for each device, but once you do, it just syncs immediately, and then you can just drag and drop it. So I quickly recorded, I want that balloon pop, and then I just threw it in there and just started chopping it up. I felt like the song needed more bass in it and some kind of bass fitting into the groove. I couldn't figure out what key I was in. I just was doing sounds and stuff. I did a lot of filtering and then unfiltering to kind of create, what do you call it? Release, I guess, tension and release. So that was my thoughts on that.
I want that balloon pop. That's going to be in my head for the rest of the day now.
Again, didn't think it through, but sometimes the best ideas are not thought through. You just throw it in. Anyway, I was also looking to, because there was a lot of grit and dirt in the groove, and I threw some saturation, and then so I put in kind of an omnisphere patch that's very clean sounding and very bright, just to kind of contrast, to juxtapose that grit. And I'm almost like looking for things that are kind of juxtaposed together. To me, that is really fun. If I had more time, I would have really wanted to get a few more patches or something in there that kind of support it. I just didn't have time. So it was very percussive. Well, guys, thanks for joining. That was a lot of fun. If you click up here in this area, later on today, you'll see a video that'll pop up and you can share it. And it creates a little social media video for you. But it's processing right now. So check back later and you can download that video and share it on TikTok. It's in a portrait form, so it's perfect for TikTok or Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels. So check that out if you want to do that. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next week. If you have any questions, any final thoughts? All right, I will see you guys next week. Later, guys. Thanks for joining. All right. Okay. Hey, guys. Greg, Robert, how y'all doing?
I want that balloon pop.
I saw that you have made some notes. I was traveling all day yesterday, so I have not looked at your notes, but I saw you guys doing some activity. So I don't really have anything. I need to, it's kind of on my shoulders to look at where we're at and dig in. But I think, Greg, you sent me a mix, didn't you, to mix?
Yep. And that's, so yes, I've been getting more and more nervous the longer it goes with no comment, because I didn't know you were traveling. So,
so
I'm kind of thinking about if he's had nothing to say, it must be pretty bad.
Oh, no. I haven't gotten to it, man. I had on my task list before I left on Tuesday to get to this and reply to you guys. I ran out of time. So
all good. So yeah, it was, if you had an update, then that would have told me whether I had more work to do on that one right away, or if I should sort of shift focus. So what I'll do is for now, shift focus. And then once you get a chance to listen to what I've got on the way, then I can always loop back to that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
No rush on my end. And I just kind of,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no rush on my end either. I updated one also. Just want you to see if I'm heading also the right direction on one. So.
Which one did you update, Robert? I want to listen to it.
I can't remember. I really can't, because I got 5 of them up there and I can't remember which one is which.
Okay, I'll find it.
There's one I actually put it in the notes. I redid and took some stuff out, and I think there was 2 of them I did that too.
Oh yeah, so okay, Sunpel looks like it's been updated.
Yeah.
I want to hear your stuff too.
So I made a status. I think you guys can see that
Yep.
lets you know. So
Yes.
when you're ready for, looks like Blue Trees, I'm mixing right now. I started
Yeah.
that one. Haven't gotten too far, but it's beautiful. But when you're ready for something to be mixed, just put it into ready for mixing. And
Okay.
I'll know that you're ready, or you think you're ready. I may send it back, but at least you think.
Yeah, no,
then
that's fine.
it's just a way for me to know, okay, you're ready. You kind of done with your thinking on it, and you're ready for me to take a look at it, you know.
Cool, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, remember to put your BPM and key in as you go forward. And I changed the chat. As you can tell, now we don't have to mention each other. You just chat, and it's just really cool. You can still mention each other, but
That reminds me, I wanted to ask, would you mind re-enabling the old notes as a notes field? It's handy to have a place like
Yeah.
right there on the project to just kind of, you know.
yeah, I'll make it editable. Here we go.
Awesome.
Do that
Thank
right
you.
now.
But yeah, the chat definitely
There
works
you go.
better for communication.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, good. Excellent. Yeah, I know this project is not going nearly as fast as I was intending it to, but life happens and I got really busy. And I would much rather this take a little bit of time and be really good.
Yeah,
And that's something that we're all proud of than to rush it out the door. You know what I mean?
Completely agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
new project, new thing for all of us. So yeah, we can forecast as much as we want, but we aren't going to know how long it takes until we do it. So
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Well, as long as you guys are not are good with that and the kind of slow time frame, I do need to get on it. I don't want to make it too long of a project, but just thank you for your patience, and I will get back with you on your comments and stuff.
Right
Cool.
on.
Okay.
All right.
The reason I missed office hours on Tuesdays because I was prepping for recording for my band Little Weird Sandbox. So we got that all
Oh,
set everything up at our practice space on Tuesday night, did some test recordings. I have some phase issues to fix on the drum mic placement, but I think we're going to get good
Cool.
results. So that's fun.
oh, that's a blast. Are you doing it there at your house?
It's at my friend's house where we practice.
Okay.
They have more space and they have the drum kit set up there. So
Okay.
Sounds
they
like
have
a
a big,
blast.
yeah, they built their new house and they had set aside this big room in the basement specifically as a practice space and then recording space for our band because we've been doing this for years. So they kind of planned ahead for it. So now we've got heavy sleeping bags and such set up along covering most of the walls, and it's acoustically it's much better than I would expect from just a residential basement room, you know.
Wow.
Cool.
You'll have to take some pictures of it while you're there. That's
I
the kind
should,
of
yes.
thing-
Thank you for reminding me. I hadn't thought to do that.
Yeah, then you can really
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. I'm gonna go to lunch. I haven't eaten anything, so I'm starving. Good to see you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your travels.
All right, thanks. I'll be here till Monday. Next week I'll be home. So,
Right on.
all right.